Let's talk more about Trump now. Peter Mathews is a professor of political science at Cyprus College. He joins us from Los Angeles. Good to have you with us. Let's go back to that speech, that inaugural speech. What did you make of it?
Very unusual. Most inaugural speeches have very high, lofty ideas that are quite general and appeal to everyone and talk about unity. But in this case, I think Trump's speech was, it dealt with ideas that were anchored in the dismal reality of the working middle class and the working poor, who have lost a lot of ground in the last 10 years or so, or even longer than that. And Trump appealed to them directly, and he had specific proposals about, and even characterized it as saying that Washington has forgotten the American people, the Washington elites and establishment have won, and the American people have lost, so to speak. So he actually used a populist, class-oriented, but mostly nationalism. He said, America first. He's going to rebuild the middle class in America. And this is something to be concerned about. I mean, it's certainly understandable why people responded to that. But I think the way to fix some of these problems around the world, or in our own country, is to have the middle class grow around the world. So he wants to also renegotiate NAFTA, for example. And I think the way he should do it is to encourage higher wages in Mexico, higher environmental standards that would match more of the United States standards, and that way there'd be fair trade. But I think he's more of a protectionist. We got to watch out for that. And at the same time, the inaugural speech was very unusual in that sense that he really focused on quite a bit of the negative that was going on in the country at this time, as he did during the campaign, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought it was quite a combative speech, saying that everything's broken in America and it needs fixing. I mean, especially when he had 3 former presidents sitting right behind him.
Quite amazing, isn't it? Because those 3 presidents were in office during those years that he's claiming this thing happened. But there really are a lot of people suffering. The question is, he should have focused a bit more on how to bring people together to fix this problem, rather than having it one group against the other. And I think that it's going to be a very interesting next 4 years, especially since he has a Republican Congress, some of whom don't agree with these ideas. That's very his own party, some of them don't agree with it, others do. So you may have to bring on board some of the Democrats. And you know, there's a slight amount of Bernie Sanders message in this kind of speech, that the middle class has lost out, the gap between rich and poor has grown considerably, and to fix the economy, to fix the middle class, to bring it back, you have to fix get more money in the people's hands who are working, so they can go out and buy the products and have a better life in the middle class lifestyle.
I mean, with all these big promises to fix people's lives, I mean, he's based his whole campaign on that. He won the presidency based on those promises. Can he actually deliver?
Well, that only depends on if he's able to get Congress to work with him. And for that, you have to have a certain type of approach, and that is a consensus approach, a compromise approach, willing to work with other people and not think you can do it on your own, because the president cannot do it on his own. Even Donald Trump can't do it on his own. He has to bring aboard a lot of the other members of Congress of both parties, and to get the American people activated for a positive agenda in this sense. At the same time, not alienating some of the folks who were in power earlier. They have to be brought along as well if possible, but he's going to rely mostly on the working people, and he's got to bring the 2 parties together for this kind of change. I don't think he can do it on his own, absolutely not.
Peter Mathews, great to speak to you. Thanks for joining us there from Los Angeles.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.